Okay, one moment. Again, he said because of the Gregorian calendar and the fact that we've been lied to so much that they don't know what to believe. That was Satan's plan, because Satan is the author of confusion. He's not about truth, he's about confusion. But for these people, they're talking about the Gregorian calendar as if they have some knowledge of that calendar distorting the truth when it comes to the weekly Sabbath. There's no proof anywhere that the Gregorian calendar threw off the seventh-day Sabbath. Like, for instance, if we're in the 4th day of the week and I came with the calendar tomorrow, would that change the fact that we're in the 4th day of the week? Now, it could if I all of a sudden would come out and say, well, listen, brothers and sisters, as of today we have a new calendar. And we're no longer in the 4th day of the week. We're in the 7th day of the week. That never happened under any Caesar or under any Roman emperor, where the government changed the day of the week. So just say hypothetically, during the Gregorian calendar, they were trying to throw off years. You cannot throw off the day of the week because everyone in your society know what day of the week they're in. That's common sense. If the pagans were going every Sunday to worship their Sunday worship, and they're in the 4th day of the week, and they religiously worship on the 1st day of the week, they can count. They're going to still go and do their Sunday pagan rituals at the temple. So when brothers and sisters say, well, because of the white man did this and the Gregorian calendar, we don't know, that's all confusion Satan put out there so that you can forget the Sabbath. And if you don't know, why don't you stick with what you do know? You know how to count to 7. Why go into the things you can't understand? Now, if you looked at your calendar and it says 7th day of the week, and you followed the 7th according to the Most High, then the Most High would actually have grace on you and accept your prayer. Because at least you're trying what you know. But you can't ignore the Most High because history did something that you don't know about. So for these people are just using excuses. All right? Satan, don't forget. Now think about this. Satan knew that the children of Israel was coming back to the Most High. And you were actually denouncing worshiping him on Sunday. And he knew that Israel, as a sign to the Most High altogether, even if they didn't believe the same philosophies or whatever, would still be worshiping him on the 7th day of the week, which is a sign between him and his people. You think Satan didn't know that? So because we left the Babylonian way of Sunday worship, he came another way. And say, well, listen, let's give them the lunar Sabbath now. Let's throw out some history about what the Romans did to confuse them, to keep them from dealing with the weekly Sabbath, 7th day of the week. Satan did that. Because regardless of whether or not every Israelite believed the same thing, we all once believed that the 7th day was the Sabbath. Okay? The new moon is the clear moon. The new moon is the clear moon. And then as the days start counting from a new moon, you will start seeing a crescent until you get a full moon on the 30th day. We're talking about, let's stick on the topic right now. We're talking about the lunar Sabbath. Okay? We'll answer those at the end of the class, all the other ones. I just want to, I'm trying to stick with the lunar Sabbath here for a second. Okay. I think we knocked the majority of that out. Anyone have any other questions concerning the lunar Sabbath? We made sure you have the history and everything you know to understand it. Yes, I've heard of the ISO or the ISO calendar. Yes. If you stay online, in a few minutes, Elder Gabar from New York will be on to do the law for the Sabbath. He's from New York. You'll be able to contact him. He's in New York. I do have literature going over what they were practicing in the lunar Sabbath under ancient Babylon. Absolutely. Yeah, the moon was created in the 4,000th year. One day with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years one day. So when you look at those days in Genesis 1, you actually he's actually talking about 1,000 years. Okay? All right.